A Dallas real estate agent is on life support with brain damage this morning after traveling to Mexico for plastic surgery. Norah Avila's family says she went to a clinic in Ciudad Juárez last month for several procedures, including a nose job and breast implant replacement. But before those procedures actually began, there were major complications. Werner is here with the risks Avila's family is now warning others about. Anna, good morning.
Good morning. We spoke to a prosecutor in Mexico who is now handling an investigation into the Rhino Center, where Norah Avila was treated. No formal charges have been filed, but the clinic has been raided. Now Norah's family is back in the U.S., and they say they want justice.
We don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Enrique Cruz says he was at the Rhino Center in Ciudad Juárez last month when his healthy fiancée, Norah Avila, went in for plastic surgery. 8 hours later, doctors said there was a problem.
The only thing that they told me was that they had to take her to the hospital because the anesthesia wasn't wearing off, and they did not know why.
I just said to myself, this isn't happening. Like, this can't happen.
Angie Avila is Laura's sister. She says doctors at the Mexican hospital where her sister was transferred told them the Rhino Center put the anesthesia in the wrong place in Laura's spine, that her brain swelled, her kidneys failed, and she went into cardiac arrest.
Because of the damage her brain suffered, she'll never be our Laura again.
Laura's fiancé says he had researched the clinic and found positive reviews online. And Angie says they have family in Mexico and often cross the border to visit from El Paso growing up.
It sounds crazy to say, oh, they went to another country, but to us, you know, it's home, it's familiar.
A 2017 study estimated nearly 1.5 million Americans were expected to travel outside the U.S. for medical care. In Mexico, procedures can cost anywhere between 40% and 65% less than in the U.S. Laura's family estimates her procedures were somewhere around $8,500.
People are seeking alternatives.
Joseph Woodman is the CEO of Patients Beyond Borders.
The oversight in countries like Mexico isn't up to the same standards as it is in the United States.
Text messages provided by Laura's family, allegedly between her and a doctor at the Rhino Center, show Laura did have reservations about the procedures. On August 25th, Dr. Judith Hernandez wrote, "You will get a mix of sedation and blocking." Laura later responded, "I'm sorry, but I don't understand what sedation and blocking is, and I'm concerned because I'm very nervous." "It's sedation," Hernandez responded. "Don't worry."
Never in my life did I imagine that we would get to El Paso and they would tell us she suffered severe global brain damage.
Last week, Laura was transferred from the hospital in Mexico to El Paso, where she is currently on life support. Her family says they want the Rhino Center to be held responsible.
As long as my heart is beating, I will make sure that they pay for what they did, you know, and this can't happen to anybody else.
And her family has to decide very soon whether to pull life support. Now, we tried calling the Rhino Center several times asking for comment, but as soon as we said we were from CBS News, they hung up on us.
Click. Yeah, it's so sad to hear her sister say she'll never be our Laura again. So what can people do to ensure that a medical procedure abroad will be safe?
Well, I think it's very difficult. It's the second story we've done on plastic surgery in Mexico. You know, they will tell you, for one thing, the American College of Surgeons recommends that you go to an internationally accredited institution. It does not appear the Rhino Center was internationally accredited. They also recommend that you see a surgeon and an anesthesiologist who are certified through a process equivalent to what's in the U.S. But I think it's very tough to figure that out, really, in Mexico.
Thank you, Anna.